Hi, my sunshines. It's your girl Raeofsunshyne here, back with another video. And today we're back on doing another episode of VS Ambivalence. I'm gonna get this correct at some point, but yeah. I really enjoyed the first episode, so I figure I might as well jump into the actual first episode. Well, I watched episode 0 last time, but this time it's the actual first episode. And the name of this episode is called Dawn's Collision. So we got introduced to the characters on episode 0 and how they would be competing against each other, or well, the color card envelope of the same color will be competing against each other. And then whoever wins out of that will be broken down to, or condensed down to, the members that will be able to debut on the grand stage, which is called Fort Stage. But the catch was that they have to be underground basically for a whole year and train. And the audience or the fans would be rating them and judging them and eliminating who they think is not fit. If the pressure was not already intense from them just trying to train as an idol in general, well, that is going to add to the pressure because they have to make themselves be likable, become likable by the audience so that they don't get the boot. Now, who's to say that maybe they can, I kind of feel like maybe if somebody does get eliminated, they can have like a wild card and maybe bring somebody back. But maybe it might not work like that. Once you're gone, you might be gone. But it's just the whole ideal of just being way underground. As we saw, the elevators just kept going deep down underground. And then just having to be there in that training facility for a year, being around everyone else, tensions are going to get high, emotions, everything. And it's going to be a lot of banter back and forth. I can already see that, but I digress. That is just my little insights that I think is going to occur. But let's see what happens in the first episode. Let's get started.
ここでオーディションを受けるんですか？アイドルの聖地のこの砦のステージで？
皆さんが受け取った封筒、それが同じ色の者同士が最終オーディションで競い合う相手なのです。
なんだ？
何？
だ。ステージが下がって地下に。
オーディションに勝ち、デビューの決まった者だけが地上の。
So basically right now they're just giving a little recap of what happened towards the end of episode 0 and explaining again the whole underground situation and them having to train for a year. Yay, lovely.
アイドルの聖地、砦のステージに立つことが許される。それがライゼンプロダクションの所属アイドルオーディションバーサスアンビバレンツなのです。
It's about to get really interesting.
ここがダンスルーム。音響スタジオも。
Yes, I feel at first, yeah, they're gonna be amazed by everything. Everything is like state of the art type. Like the dance studio, the recording booth, everything is just like, they put a lot of money and time into making it like a very modern and high-tech type of space. But I think that that's probably going to wear off soon. Just like with anything, in, having to be there 24/7. Yeah, it's going to get very boring very quickly and very drained.
ベッドルームに。
シャワールーム広い。ランドリールームもあります。
そしてここが食堂。
わあ、キッチン広い広い。
あ、俺もそっち見たい。
走って転ぶなよ。
この合宿場、稲本さんはインターナートって呼んでたけど、ここには衣食住だけでなくアイドル候補生として活動するためのものが全て揃ってる。どうやら本気で僕たちを1年間ここで生活させるつもりみたいだ。
アイドル候補生としてこの地下のインターナートで1年活動するだったか。
1年後14人のうち同じ担当カラーの候補生のどちらかが選ばれてライゼンプロダクションから7人組のアイドルとしてデビューする、そう言っていましたね。
なんで俺が。
まあまあレオン、始まってしもたことはしゃあないやんか。
1年もここで。
大丈夫だよ、なごむ兄さん。僕が一緒にいるから。
いいなあ、兄弟で一緒にいられて。僕もパパとママに会いたくなっちゃった。
しかし稲本とかって案内人はどこ行く。
I mean, yeah, in their case, it is nice to having a sibling there with you. And, so you can have somebody to confide in, to talk to, while the other ones do not have that. So, I mean, that might be somewhat of a advantage, but at the same time, it could be a little bit challenging as too, considering, like, let's say one brother is doing better than the other and they get kind of jealous or they feel like they're not living up to the same potential. That can cause a little bit of tension and rift in the bond that they have with each other. There's so many different variables and possibilities that could happen while they are here for a year that it's just, yeah, it's going to be one heck of a challenge.
来やがったんだよ。おい丸メガネ、おめ知らねえか。さあ、じゃあそっちのむっつりは。喋んねえやつって大体むっつりだろ。
こんにちは、俺の名前はミオ。普段は無口だけど心の中は騒がしい17歳。憧れの事務所のアイドルオーディションに来たらアリーナのステージが突然下がってわけわかんない地下の施設に放り込まれちゃった。今までいろんなオーディション受けたけどこんなのは生まれて初めて。俺たち一体どうなっちゃうのなんて俺誰に話してんだろう、心の中で。ああ、ノアよ、愛する妹よ、お兄ちゃんどうなっちゃうの。
本当におめえは無口だな。一言くらい喋れよ。どうした天才練習生、さっきから難しい顔して。いや、ちょっと違和感が。違和感？
それってこのインターナートに？
見つけた。なんだこれ。
どないしたん？
何かあった？
チャラーンエプロン。
しかも14人分ってことは俺たちが使うやつってことか。
それって。
I'm pretty sure not all of them can cook. I'm sure there's only going to be a select few that can actually cook something that everyone will enjoy. So I don't know why they have 14 aprons, unless they do have to learn how to cook as well. That would be kind of interesting now, wouldn't it? Like, because why would they have 14 aprons? I know they don't expect all 14 of them to develop cooking skills. But then, I don't know. I could be completely wrong because, that might be a great aspect to being an idol. Knowing how to cook, knowing how to clean, knowing how to do all these different things to make themselves seem more idealistic to the outside world.
つまり
自分で食事を作るということ？そうか、そういうことだったんだ。そういうことって？ここを見て回って感じた違和感。ここには僕たち以外の人間が誰もいない。だからさっきシオンが言った通り、ここで暮らす間の食事、その他一通りの家事は自分たちでやらなきゃならないってこと。
マジか。私が自分で家事？ありえない。
ありえなくないんです。
Oh my my gosh. See, look, already started. Someone's complaining. "Ugh, you expect me to do housework? You expect me to cook and clean everything by myself? I cannot. That is, like he said, preposterous. Newsflash. Yeah, you guys are dependent on yourselves. You guys have to rely on yourselves and do everything by yourself. Well, I mean, that is if someone else in there wants to give you a hand in doing those things, but I don't think that that's going to be very often that the other is going to be like, oh yeah, I'll help you do this and that. Everyone's going to be like, no, you make a mess, you clean it up. You want something to eat, you got to cook it yourself. I mean, that's what that's why I'm already knowing it's going to be brutal, because every day in and out, there's going to be ones that are just get so sick of doing everything, and they're just going to have a mental breakdown. They're probably going to tell other people what to do, like, oh, you should clean this mess, I don't feel like doing it. You know, there going to be so many different, you know, tactics they're going to try to use on each other to get the other person to do something that they don't want to do. I mean, hey, we done seen that before. Come on.
稲本さん。
このインターナートにいる間、皆さんには自分で自分の身の回りのことをしてもらいます。
人を呼ぶことはできないのか。今すぐ7時に連絡を。
残念ながらそれは禁止です。とはいえ、皆さんだけでは不便なこともあるでしょう。この稲本が案内人兼管理人のおじさんとしてインターナートに住み込ませていただきます。ダンスルームや音響スタジオの管理はお任せください。
それ以外は
もちろん皆さんで。そうだ、これを。
So he just literally said that they are responsible for everything else besides the dance studio and the recording. He said he can handle that. Everything else, no. Don't look for me to be doing this for you or to call you in some assistance, because that's not happening. Obviously, they're going to be surveillancing and watching everything to make sure that they're not calling somebody from the outside and trying to get something in to make their lives more easier.
これってスマホ？
皆さんのアイドル候補生としての活動は基本的に SNS を通じて公開されます。これはそのためのものです。
1だけ？
はい。皆さんで1台を共有してもらいます。
共有？
Wait a minute. Okay, so there's 14 of them, and he's only giving them one smartphone for them to use to share their activities on social media. Do you know how problematic that sounds already? Like, they're already going to be fighting over the phone, and trying to get, you know, shared screen time is not going to even be a thing. You know, so especially if they have to post activities that they do themselves, the other one's going to be like, oh, I need the phone. You know, that's just going to induce more fighting and more tension. I mean, he could have at least gave them like I don't know, at least 4 or 5 phones, so it could be a little bit better than just having one phone for them to fight over. Like, it's like they really want to ensure chaos when they made this basically survival idol program thing. That's it. That's literally it. They just want to drive them completely mad and to see who is going to break and who is not going to break. I mean, how else can you put that?
一緒に使うってことだよ。
てかさ、今日砦に来た時入り口で預けた俺のスマホはまだ返してくんないの？
Okay, if he's only giving you one phone, do you really think that he's going to give you your phone back? Come on. I don't even know why he even asked that question. He is not going to give back your phone. I'm sorry for you to have to hear that from me before he tells you. But no, you're not getting your phone back. That phone is locked away for a whole entire year. Whoever you thought you were going to be talking to, whatever you thought you were going to be doing, not happening on your phone. And I'm sure on this smartphone, it has certain restrictions where they're not allowed to do certain stuff anyways.
そうだよ。今日はお家に。 1年もお家に帰れないって連絡しないと。
ご安心ください。皆さんの保護者にはすでに連絡済みです。それから
Dang, they don't even get to talk to their family personally. Like, they already informed them. I mean, imagine what they said. I'm sure they didn't put it like, oh, hey, we kidnapped your children for a whole year. They're underground, trying to survive, going through all this training. But don't worry, they'll be perfectly fine. Like, what? They probably said the bare minimum. Like, oh, you know, your child has decided to participate in this idol survival program thingy. And you probably won't be able to hear from them for a whole year because it's, you know, that's the, you know, allotted time that they need to train. And they need to completely focus and break themselves off from the outside world, just so you know. And the parents are just going to be like, okay, whatever.
お伝えし忘れていましたが、ここにいる間は SNS での活動以外、外部との接触は一切禁止とさせていただきます。
See? I already knew. There's just some things you can just read between the lines and you can just expect. Like, I knew that from the very moment they were going deep in the underground and he said they were going to be there for a whole year. Like, I don't even see how they're surprised. I don't see how they're surprised that they have a restriction on their phone.
通話もメッセージもスタンプもか。
はい。
それって監禁じゃ。ふざけるなよ。
Yeah, pretty much. It's imprisonment. Just think of yourself as, yes, you have been locked up or going to be locked up for a whole year. All to achieve your dream, but really in reality, it's like, what did I do? Did I do something wrong and I didn't even realize it? They just decided to come pick me up and put me in here with these other people and try to fight my way back out.
たかがアイドルオーディションに1年もかける意味なんかあるのか。
同意できないのであれば、今すぐお帰りになっていただいて結構です。ただし、オーディションは不先輩となります。急なことで戸惑いもあるでしょう。皆さん、明日からのアイドル候補生活動に備えて、今夜はゆっくりお休みくださいね。
I mean, at least he gave them an option that they can leave at any time that they want to. You know, they would be forfeiting their audition and their right to try to become an idol in that way. But I mean, at least they do get some sense of an out. So if they ever get really tired of it and they just can't take it anymore, they can just waltz right on out of there, I suppose. Seems simple enough, right? Probably not that simple.
1年間誰とも連絡が取れないなんてよ。
困るよ。俺を待ってる可愛い子たちがたくさんいるのにさ。
Wait a minute, this dude does kind of sound like so yeah, Cuz does kind of sound like Junkie. I was kind of thinking, but at the same time, he's giving me a little bit of vibes of Junkie from Gray Sheep. If you guys watched that, I did react to the voice drama Gray Sheep. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you guys can go check that out. But anyways, yes, he does kind of have a voice that's similar to Junkie, and I am a lover of Junkie, even though he is a bit cuckoo. What can I say? I love his voice actor.
どうしよう。僕お料理とかお洗濯ちゃんとできるかな。
正直言って自信ないです。
僕もです。
私もだ。家のことは全て執事の守屋が取り仕切っていたからな。
そういや、さっきも執事がどうとか言ってたよね。いや、てか今時執事って
何がおかしい。家事などしたら私の美しい手が荒れる。守屋は
Oh my gosh. Stop. Enough with the complaining. You will be okay of doing a bit of housework for a year. I mean, you need to be able to have that experience and doing something and feeling that sense of fulfillment that you did it yourself. But of course, it's not going to probably come to that. He's not going to get that satisfaction out of cleaning and cooking for himself. He's gonna hurt his beautiful hands. They're gonna have calluses on it. He's already talking like he's a top tier idol. But baby, you were not. You were there just like everyone else. You are at the starting ground, honey. So don't get so uppity right now when you know you in the same boat as everybody else.
身を挺して私を守ってくれているのだ。
おう。
うちもレオンのとこも似たようなもんや。家のことは。
See, they are saying the same things that I just said. Gosh, am I that good? Or am I just very, idealistic like that I just know what's coming?
ほとんどハウスキーパーさんがやってくれてたからな。料理なんてろくにしたことない。
たく、これだからお坊ちゃん育ちはよ。
そういう自分は
Ain't that the truth? They're sounding like they were born with a golden spoon in their mouth. That doing these things is just like a foreign concept to them, and they just don't understand how someone could possibly be doing any of this stuff themselves. Like, they're like, that doesn't make any sense to me. I've never had to do that, so why would I do that? Like, that's like peasant work.
家事できんの？
当たり前だろ。家事の一つや二つや三つや四つ、この仁太郎様にかかればちょちょいよ。
得意料理は？
卵かけご飯。刺した。丸メガネなんだその目は。おめえはきび潰さねえで卵割れんのか。
この先のことを話し合った方がいいんじゃないかな。そうじゃないとナゴム兄さんが安心して暮らせないし。もちろん僕が目いっぱいフォローするけど。
ありがとうカズ。そうだね。14人がこれからどうやってここで過ごしていくのかスタンスを決めた方がいいかも。それって料理当番とか掃除当番とか役割分担決めるって
See, I knew they were going to try to divide up who does what, because obviously some people are going to be better at certain things than others, and there's just some people that are just absolutely clueless and don't know how to do any of these things. But yeah, they're going to have to really try to develop some cooking skills if one only knows how to make egg on rice. We need something a little bit more fulfilling and more palatable. Okay, let me stop trying to use some of these words. Something that is going to be more filling for them to eat, like something with some meat, some better dishes. That's just more than rice and eggs. Okay, so a lot's going to need to be done here to train them properly to cook and clean to survive.
今のってまさかお腹の音？
僕じゃないよ。
俺でもねえぞ。まさか丸メガネか？
違う。というか僕の名前は丸メガネじゃない。シオンだ。じゃあ無口は？
違う。俺の名前は無口じゃない。ミオだ。てか、もしかして俺のあだ名無口で定着しちゃった？ひねりなさすぎ
おめえ本当に何も言わねえ。
I don't know why he didn't just say it out loud, but I guess he's a little bit more shy and timid, so he tends to say things in his head rather than versus saying them out loud because he doesn't want to make anything sound or seem controversial.
あ
あ。いや、俺。
はーい。犯人クック。お腹空いてる。とてもとてもとても。
だからさっきから元気がなかったんだね。
そういえば地下に来てからまだ何も食べてないですよね。
よし、ご飯作ろう。お腹空いてると不安な気持ちになっちゃうじゃん。とりあえずみんなでご飯食べようよ。俺なんか作るからさ。
作るって。
太陽くん料理できんの？あんましたことないけど簡単なのだったら。あ、ホットプレートある。
Okay, Tayo, let's see if you can whip up something that is going to be tasteful for everyone. or whether they're going to complain saying that this is horrible.
ねえみんなでパンケーキしようよホットプレート使ってさ
そんなもの
I mean, hey, simple enough, but I mean, it'll fill them up. So that was kind of a smart choice. Sometimes you gotta think simple and small first before you move on to bigger things. But at least he volunteered to cook everyone something while the rest of them just don't know what to do with themselves. I mean, hey, you gotta do what you gotta do if you're gonna survive there. That's all I'm gonna say. So some of them are gonna have to like get out of their own way and start helping progress in a ever flowing way.
いいじゃんオーディション始まって最初の夜なんだしみんなで食べていろんな話して少しでもお互いのこと知りたいじゃんお互いを知る
僕手伝います。
俺もここで顔つき合わせてても飯が出てくるわけじゃねえしな
クックもサンキューじゃあ向こうから材料持ってきてよ
分かった
僕お料理できないけど。
じゃあアグリはあっちから食器持ってきてくれる
私も何もできないが
じゃあレイは食べる係美味しく食べてくれればいいよ
Well, obviously we know that Tayo is the most free-hearted one out of all of the members, it seems so far, and he's willing to put himself out there in the front and try to take the initiative to do something rather than just like hanging back and trying to take more time to figure out something. You know, sometimes you have to try something in order to see where it leads you. And I like how some of the other ones just jumped in with him to trying to be helpful, even if they don't have the necessary abilities to do certain things, they will try to find something that they can help with. And I think that that shows so far that you have certain ones that are going to go that extra mile to try to, you know, put themselves out there and to make something happen, even if it's something out of nothing. And that's what is really going to, I think, draw the audience, is seeing the ones that are putting themselves in a positive perspective versus complaining and sitting back, not trying to do anything.
みんな結構手伝う系だよね。一人にやらせたら悪いよね。俺も何か。
よし俺はホットプレートをセットしてとコードは
バカバカしい。敵同士が互いのことを知って何になる。
敵って
俺たちはオーディションで競い合う敵同士だ。仲良し小良しするために集められたわけじゃない。
Well, sorry, Lion. Technically, that's not true because 7 of you are going to be an actual group. So therefore, it does not make you enemies. Like, yes, you're going against the person that's the same color as you, but that does not mean that you can't get to know other people and to know what's, you know, how a person is, or to try to be helpful and to do things around there together. Because if you're shutting everyone out, then it's not a one idol program where it gets down to one person and the rest of them are going to get the boot. No, it's going to be 7 members, he said, not 1, not the front runner. Like, come on. How are you going to get along with the other 6 members if he was chosen? If you're trying to look at everyone as your enemy, it's not going to work. Come on. You can't be that stuck up.
ま、一理あるな。
かもね。
でも敵なんて。
そうかな。僕にとっては敵だよ。ナゴム兄さんの相手なら。
カズ、そんなこと。
敵じゃない。
何？
稲本さんも言ってたじゃん。俺たちはライバルだって。敵なんかじゃないよ。それに1年も一緒に過ごすんだよ。
I know that's right. Tell them what it really means. Y'all got to get it together. You guys are not thinking in the same perspective as he's thinking. Like, yes, he said that y'all are rivals, not enemies. Yes, you guys still have to live together for a year if you're still there in order to become a group. So therefore, if you're bickering and you're trying to snide the other person and to, go about things completely by yourself, it's not going to work in your favor. Because you're going to seem very unlikable, not only to just the other people that's there, but to the outside world and audience that are going to see you. So you got to make it make sense. Tayo is definitely giving leader energy right now. Like, he's really giving leader energy. Like, you can see that from the very beginning. I could see that, and he's only continuing to show that. Yes, of course, he's not going to be perfect, and there's going to be things that he has to work on and, to do, but he's exuding that natural leadership vibe.
それってきっと競い合ってるだけの時間じゃない。お互いのこと知らないより知ってる方が何倍も高め。
パンケーキミックスあったぞ。
卵
冷蔵庫に牛乳もありました。
ありがとう。
パンケーキ食べたかったんだ。ねえ、食器ってこれで足りるかな？
うん。一旦俺が受け取って危ない。て。足にコードが。みんな大丈夫？いって。
Well, see, I told you he was going to need some stuff to work on. He's obviously kind of clumsy and just literally waste a bunch of ingredients. Yeah, that did not go as smoothly as he would have thought. I mean, of course, when you're moving around and maneuvering on a bunch of people, and I know they're trying to be helpful, it can get a little bit like chaotic, and you're not paying attention to what you're doing, and things like that can happen. So, but at least he seems like he's not really taking it seriously, and he's just kind of playing it off as like, hey, it happens. It happens to the best of us, even the worst of us.
真っ白。
粉が舞って、卵と牛乳が、食器も割れちゃったよ。
ごめん、俺のせいだ。ホットプレートのコード無理に引っ張ってたから。
大惨事じゃん。
私のパンケーキはどうなるのだ？
すぐ片付けるからちょっと待って。いたったったった。
2回目。
バケツ取ってくる。
Call in the cleaning crew. The ones that didn't want to cook should come in and kind of help clean this up. I'm just saying, hey, everybody got to do their part somewhere. They were so willing to like make pancakes for them, even though it didn't turn out as expected. They can at least offer to help clean up.
ありがとう。
くだらねえ。
おい、レオ。
Okay, Lion is really getting on my nerves. I want to say that right now. Like, he's not going to be a character that I like at the moment because he's running his mouth way too much and saying stuff that doesn't even need to be said. Like, can you be quiet? Can you shut up for a little bit? Okay, because you're just spewing a bunch of like hate and you're being very divisive and very just not a good guy at all. And I would not want him to be an idol if he continues to perceive that kind of attitude. Like, come on now. He should be the first one to go, if you ask me. I'm just saying.
まあ、しゃあないな。俺も失礼するわ。
パンケーキがないなら私もベッドルームで休ませてもらう。
僕たちも行こ
う。でも掃除くらい
疲れてるでしょ。なごむ兄さんが手を煩わせるようなことじゃないよ。大丈夫。きっと他の人が手伝うだろうし。
Okay, and then the big brother trying to baby the little brother, he's gonna have to stop with all that. Baby brother is gonna have to learn to do his share as well and stop trying to act like he's too good and, you know, he doesn't have to do anything and get his hands dirty, this and that. Like, stop. He gotta pitch in just like everybody else, okay? I know that y'all are trying to look out for each other and all this other stuff, but No, you need to dial that back too. There's a couple of them that are already just like, their vibe is not it at all.
お前らもう、はあ、悪いけど俺も行くわ。片付けの人数足りてるみたいだし。
ああ。
この状況で立ち去るやつ何？どういうこと？さすがに冷たすぎるでしょ。
よかったら
大きい
何か手伝おう。
手伝うから。ありがとう。助かる。君は無責任だ。中途半端に周りに関わろうとした上にこんなことになって。だったらやらない方がマシだ。自分の面倒も見られないのにその場の思いつきで他人に手を貸そうなんて無責任だ。無謀だ。
Okay, come on now. Like, okay, y'all got to stop with this. This is like literally fresh in their first day, not even a whole day. And there's just like so many people that are saying things that right off the bat, that's like so unfounded right now. Like, he literally just had an accident. He made a simple, little mistake and spilt the stuff. That does not mean that he's reckless. That does not mean that he's irresponsible and can't look after himself and all yada, 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 yada that they're saying. Like, come on. If you're taking it so seriously about the little small things, how are you going to take it when things are actually serious and that actually need, that type of energy? Come on. Like, there was such a lighthearted mistake that it doesn't even need all this extra banter and words from people that are not even really helping at all.
ごめん、俺そんなつもりじゃ。一体どうして僕と君の担当カラーが一緒なんだろう。君と僕は明らかに真逆だ。共通点なんか見出せない。
んなこと言ったら俺と丸メガネにだって共通点なんかないだろ
う。だとしたら事務所がこのオーディション方法を取った意味は、意味っていずれにしろ僕は君に負ける気がしない。
Yeah, I don't know about that. Some of these people are so mouthy and they're just going to dig themselves a hole. I can already see it. He's saying they don't have anything in common. I don't know why they got paired with the same color, and he's like not going to lose to him and all this other stuff that he's blabbing on about. But you don't even, that's the thing. I think he put the contestants in this enclosed space and learning environment for a reason, because he wants to see how you guys are going to grow together, or if you're just going to like tear each other apart. If you have to be able to, in order to form that type of group where you guys are harmonized together, you have to spend a lot of time together. There are certain groups out there, like, again, I'm referencing to K-pop idols, that have groups that are very cohesive and get along with each other, that, yes, they might have like little, tit tats about like simple things or just, but it's not like, oh my gosh, over the top where they're trying to fight with each other or try to feel like one is better than the other type of situation. Why? Because they've learned each other's patterns. They've been around each other enough to know and understand a person's feelings, of the way a person goes about doing things. There's so many different variables to that. And that's the whole point of, being in a situation where you can't have different influences taking away from the thing that you're trying to achieve and learn, but set for relying on each other in order to get certain things done. I think is the whole point.
Idol 候補生の皆さん、おはようございます。今
昨日はしっかり休めましたか？さあ、今日からいよいよ最終オーディションが本格的に始動します。身支度を済ませた人からセンターホールに集合。今日から皆さんにやっていただく最初の課題は、
I wonder what this first task will be. If I'm guessing, it's going to be something that they have to do obviously some work together. Something that they're not going to like, but considering that they were talking so much about being enemies and trying to get over each other, or they shouldn't have, be developing like personal relationships with, not personal, but like friendly relationships with each other. I'm sure it's going to have to be something along the lines of working together and doing some type of group activity. Oh, dang. I thought they were going to say what they were going to do. Ugh, we got to wait. Oh my gosh. I hate when they leave off on a cliffhanger, but obviously that's what keeps me wanting to come back and watch it. But like I said, I'm sure it's going to have to do with something of group work or some type of development where they have to do teamwork with either the two versus each other with the persons that's the same color as you, if I don't know what I'm trying to say. And just in general, whether it be like a dance practice thing or a recording thing, yes, it's going to be some type of group activity for sure. And probably paired with the people that they don't want to be paired with. So this should be quite interesting. Ha 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 ha. Because either, working together can get you further, or somebody getting booted out. But yes, that was my reaction to episode 1 of versus Ambivalence. I think I said that right. I don't know. Anyways, if you guys like my reaction to this series so far, please leave some comments. Let me know what you think about it and the characters itself and just the whole premise. Like, what's your vibe with some of the characters? Because some of them, like I said, like Lion, he's irking my nerve. But I don't know if his personality will change going further and he'll kind of come to a realization, hopefully. But who can tell? But if you guys like my reaction, make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications so you know when I post another video. And my next video will be probably Fragrancy Memory episode, so stay tuned for that. But I love you, my sunshines, and I hope that you guys continue to spread love, light, positivity out into the world, as we always need more of it. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye. Shine on me.